I never thought much would change in our quiet suburban neighborhood. Nestled among well-kept lawns and friendly neighbors, it was the kind of place where people greeted each other with smiles and borrowed cups of sugar. But that all changed the day the anonymous letters started arriving. The first letter came in a plain white envelope, the address meticulously typed in stark black ink. It was delivered to the doorstep of the Smiths, our neighbors 2 houses down. I remember Mrs. Smith's frantic call to the police, her voice trembling as she described the ominous message inside. The letter was simple, yet it contained a chilling demand. It detailed a dark secret from Mrs. Smith's past, a terrible mistake she had made years ago. The writer knew the intimate details of her transgression, and they demanded that she confess her sins to the world, or face dire consequences. It seemed like a cruel prank, a sinister attempt to exploit Mrs. Smith's guilt. But it was only the beginning. Over the following weeks, more letters arrived, each one containing a different dark secret, meticulously tailored to its recipient. The town was in a state of panic, and no one knew who could be next. I received my own letter on a cold, rainy night. It was placed on my doorstep, and when I picked it up, my heart sank as I recognized the familiar handwriting. It was an eerie mimicry of my own, as if someone had studied my penmanship with unnerving precision. I retreated inside, my hands trembling as I unfolded the letter. Its contents sent a chill down my spine, a secret from my past, a moment of weakness that I had buried deep within my conscience, and one I had never shared with anyone. The letter warned me that my secret was no longer safe, that my sins would be exposed for all to see unless I confessed. The writer knew the power of my guilt, and the letter was laced with a menacing threat that left me breathless. The next day, I couldn't bear the weight of the secret any longer. I decided to confess, to reveal the truth and face the consequences head-on. I gathered my family and shared the story, the painful memories, and the truth I had hidden for years. As I spoke, the sense of relief was palpable. I felt as if a heavy burden had been lifted from my shoulders, and I was ready to face whatever came next. But the relief was short-lived. The following night, a new letter arrived. It contained a horrifying revelation. My confession had not been enough. The writer demanded more, an even deeper and darker secret that I had kept locked away. I was tormented by the realization that the writer could expose my family to unimaginable harm. I couldn't bear the thought of them suffering for my sins. So, I reluctantly complied, revealing another secret, one that I had sworn never to share with anyone. The letters continued, relentless in their pursuit of our darkest secrets. The town was gripped by fear, and paranoia seeped into every corner of our lives. Families turned on each other, friends became strangers, and our once tight-knit community unraveled. People were driven to the brink of madness by the relentless demands of the anonymous writer. Some confessed their secrets willingly, desperate to escape the torment. Others resisted, clinging to their pride and their secrets, only to receive threats of unspeakable consequences. The police were baffled, unable to trace the origin of the letters. They combed through the handwriting, analyzed the ink, and even tapped into surveillance cameras, but the writer remained elusive. With each letter, the demands grew more sinister, the consequences more dire. Some residents began disappearing, their homes left empty, their lives extinguished by an unknown force. I couldn't stand idly by as my community crumbled. I had to find a way to stop the letters, to unmask the writer and put an end to the torment. I began researching the history of our town, digging into old records and archives. I uncovered a disturbing pattern, a series of unsolved mysteries, tragic events, and forgotten crimes that stretched back decades. The secrets revealed in the letters were connected to these dark chapters of our town's past. Armed with this knowledge, I organized a meeting with the remaining residents, those who had not yet been driven to confess their sins. I shared my findings and proposed a plan to confront the writer, to reveal their identity and put an end to the terror that had consumed our lives. Together, we gathered in the town square, determined to face the writer head-on. But as we waited, the sky darkened, and a sense of dread settled over us. Then, a voice emerged from the shadows, a chilling, disembodied voice that echoed through the square. It was the writer, taunting us with their malevolent power. "You cannot escape your sins," the voice hissed. "I am the keeper of your secrets, and I will ensure that you all pay for your transgressions." As the voice grew louder, the ground beneath us began to tremble. The town square erupted in chaos as buildings crumbled, the earth splitting open to reveal a gaping chasm. In the chaos that followed, I was separated from the others, my vision clouded by dust and debris. I struggled to maintain my footing as the world around me descended into madness. When the dust finally cleared, I found myself alone in the wreckage of our town. The others were gone, swallowed by the earth or taken by the writer's malevolent force. I knew then that I was the last one standing, the sole witness to the horrors that had befallen our community. The anonymous letters had torn us apart, exposed our darkest secrets, and exacted a devastating toll. I could only hope that one day, the truth would come to light, that the writer's identity would be revealed, and that our town would find the closure it so desperately needed. But for now, I was left to bear witness to the aftermath of our collective descent into darkness, haunted by the sinister letters and the terrifying secrets they had unearthed.